is patient. When now experience the greatest. 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 Yeah. When now experience the
Welcome back to the preseason show, joined now by the head coach of Manheim Central boys basketball, Chris Sherwood. Really got the program going in the right direction here. So again, thanks for taking some time to sit down with us.
Thanks for having me.
So this is your 7th year with the program. And again, you've had some of the most successful seasons in program history. When you started 7 years ago, look back at that. Have you surpassed some expectations, or what were the expectations?
7 years ago is a long time. I don't remember the expectations per se, but listen, we wanted to compete for a district title. And we wanted to compete for a league title. We wanted to compete for a section title. Mm-hmm. These were all our goals. I didn't know if they were doable. Like, if you look at the history didn't tell us that it was possible. We knew we had players in the program. I knew that there were athletes. I knew that we could win here. Have we passed expectations? I would say we probably did. If you told me that in the last, when I started, that in 7 years we're going to be playing in the Giant Center on 8 different occasions, we're going to play in 2 state playoff games where we're going to play against NBA caliber players, we're going to win a state playoff game up in Scranton. Yeah, I would have taken that. Tell me where to sign. I would have signed up for that.
Right, and you mentioned those teams, the Matt Walshes, the Tony Staffieri, everybody involved in those teams. Had to be a lot of fun. Did you ever take time to just appreciate it after it was over, to reflect on it?
I think there will be a time when I really reflect on it and really say, boy, I've been really fortunate. I've coached a lot of good players who have worked hard to be really successful. And the truth is, this starts, my first year back, the 2010-2011 season. We had a lot of leadership. The program took a major hit. The community took a major hit with the loss of Devon Lee in the car accident, who still today, you can bring me to tears just thinking about it. But we had a lot of senior leadership that year, and they pulled together, they kind of pulled the program together, those seniors that year. We won a league playoff game for the first time ever. So there was something magical that they had in them. That kind of started something that basketball was important. Basketball was important to that community that year for more than basketball reasons. It was a getaway. It was where we came to kind of be together and hug together and kind of get through the tragedy that had happened. So I always credit that team started this process to really have success. And then you put in the Matt Walshes and the Tony Staffieris and the Josh Flanagans,
right. You had to feel like the luckiest coach in the LL to have all that talent.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I still feel that way today. Listen, this job is a great job. I've been saying now for years, this is the hidden gem job. When I started here, I think the winning percentage for the last 40 years combined was something like 28%. I'm talking like I think it was like 0.287. Okay. So, I'm no John Wooden. Listen, I showed up at the right time, and we had a bunch of players that could play, and we kind of all came together, and they bought into what we were selling, and everything kind of fell into place, and we've had some great years, and I'm fortunate, as anybody is, to be a part of that.
You have one holdover from those years now. It's Taylor Funk. What a holdover that is. I mean, the guy's 6'9". He can shoot the 3-ball. He's a future Division I prospect. Talk to us about the gift that was Taylor Funk walking into your practice as a freshman.
Yeah, a gift as a 7th grader. I received a phone call. It was the night of the Steelers were playing the Ravens. It was Sunday night. It was a Sunday night football night. I won't forget it. And a gentleman was on the other line, on the other side of the phone, saying, "How does a homeschool kid play?" And listen, I didn't realize that was going to be Taylor Funk, but that was Taylor Funk's father.
Wow. You sound like you have a lot of seniors on this team, and him included, so he's clearly the leader there. You've been in a familiar spot with this before. What are the expectations? Are you setting the bar high for these guys?
Absolutely, the bar is high. I think not that I'm setting it high. I think they've set it high for themselves, and we've talked about it. Our past has set the bar high now. And listen, that's what we want. We're not taking it easy on ourselves. Our expectations are high. Our expectations, I'll use the cliche of competing every night, but we want those competitive nights to be wins, and we're putting everything we have into what we have right now.
How does Manheim Central kind of fit into Section 2? Things have been shaking up there a little bit.
I love Section 2. This is going to be great. I think this Section 2 is exciting every single night. I think it's just every single night we have a game that matters. There are fantastic teams. We're talking about LS, we're talking about Cocalico, we're talking about Ephrata, we're talking about Garden Spot, Solanco. By the way, Ephrata has a really good coach too.
We know. He's a disciple, right?
Yes. I mean, Coach Fisher's going to do great things at Ephrata, and his guys are going to be ready to play every night. I realized he was part of that. So he was part of that success that we talked about. He's just going to be great. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for this section. I think this section is absolutely fantastic. We're going to have a blast.
Well, if the last 4 years are any indication, it is going to be very exciting to cover Manheim Central basketball and see kind of how Section 2 shakes out. Thanks again so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate it. We got to go catch up with your star player now, do a little shoot around and some Q&A.
Great.
We're now over here at Spooky Nook Sports to catch up with Manheim Central's team leader and leading scorer, Taylor Funk. Thanks for joining us. Are you ready to shoot around and answer a couple of questions for us?
I'm absolutely ready.
Nice. All right, so it's been a couple of great years for you, 3 years. Tell us what it's been like to play for Manheim Central and all the great teammates you've had.
Well, it's been great. I mean, coaching has been incredible. The teammates, the great guys. We never had any trouble with any of the guys. Stay out of trouble. We have a lot of fun when we play. We're just all good friends, and we know how to play basketball. We know how to have fun with it.
Now, for the first 3 years, you've done a ton of scoring for this team, and you just went over the 1,000-point mark last year. What was that experience like for you, and were you happy that it was finally over?
Yeah, I was. I would have liked to have it at a home court, but it was all right. I mean, Elko, the fans were great. I mean, afterwards, I'm good friends with some of the teammates, or some of the guys on Elko, and they came up to me, got some pictures, talked to each other, and it was fun.
All right, Taylor, you are such a unique talent on the basketball court. You're 6'9", so everybody anticipates that you'd be under the basket, but no, you find yourself out here by the three-point line, and you're actually really deadly from out here. So when did you figure that out, and how did that become your thing?
When I was little, I would play with my dad, and we'd always play with older guys. And I couldn't dribble, I couldn't go inside, or they just block it. So my dad said, you can play with us as long as you either catch and pass or catch and shoot, no dribbling. I guess it paid off.
Okay, so where exactly then is your favorite place to shoot from behind the three-point arc?
My favorite place is right where I'm standing.
Okay, all right. Don't shoot yet. We will test you later, all right? But we'll get back to that. Talk to us a little bit about the recruitment process. That's a big deal for everybody in high school. Obviously, early on, you figured out you were going to play at a pretty high level. Tell us about why you picked where you went and kind of how that all went down for you.
I picked St. Joe's. The coach, I mean, he's incredible. He's like a father, and that's what he preaches. He preaches family, school, basketball, but he's told me, he said, I'm going to be your dad for the next 4 years, and that's exactly what I wanted in a coach.
Phil Martelli said that to you.
He did.
All right, Taylor, it's your last year for Manheim Central, and the team is filled with seniors, so that's a good thing. You've been through this situation before, although you were an underclassman, but a team filled with upperclassmen. How good can this team really be, and how will you guys surprise everyone?
It definitely can be good. I mean, senior heavy, that always helps, especially in the fourth quarter when times are tough. Tie game, couple minutes to go. Experience on the floor definitely helps a lot.
And people are obviously going to look to you, so is the defense. So who are some of the guys that maybe could take that final shot and win a game for Manheim?
I think anyone on our team right now. I mean, Connor Hostetter, he's a knockdown shooter. Roman Wagner, Trevor Hostler, Tyler Lyons. I mean, we all can score the basket, and that's what's really going to help us this year.
One final test. Again, I apologize. We're not in school, but we are at your favorite spot on the court. Let's end the interview on a good note. All right, make this one.
All right.
There you have it. Never a doubt. Taylor Funk, thanks so much for joining us today.
You.
Have a great season. Coming up after the break, we will take a look at more of the impact players around the Lancaster Lebanon League that should really shine this year. Spoiler alert, Taylor will be one of them. We'll be right back.